Okay. Very good morning, guys. Yeah. So, till now we have been finished up like how to build a simple project. See, extend the functionalities, guys. So there I added like a customers. Try to take more entities, employees, add them. Okay. Try to build more functionalities. Like I thought you just to try to incorporate more things like a departments, employees into it. Is that clear? Okay. So that you'll get a basic idea. See, securities and all these things we done. So what you're required to do is only expand its functionalities a bit more. That's all. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I said you will talk about this hosting on Sunday session. Okay. I'm skipping this part right now. Yeah. Anti-fraud DB first. So, DB first. I don't record to specially tell you. The only difference what we learned in MVC 5 and MVC core is in DB first. In MVC 5, we have a wizard, drag and drop and perform it. But here we don't have wizard. A visual designer is not there. A visual designer is not there. No drag and drops, nothing. We just required to run some scaffolding commands like how we have done in the case of code first and generate the model and the context classes. That is the only difference. Rest of all the steps are same. Means once the context and models are designed and how to generate controllers views, you know that. I don't require to tell you. So what I require to teach you is only how to generate the context class and the model class. How did we do that? There we used to run a widget. And once you run the widget used to take care of all the things now. There only we provide the connection string. We select the database. We select the tables. And automatically context and model classes are generated. And when the context and model class are generated, directly we start adding a controller in the code and perform all the activities. Correct? Huh? Here, a bit difference what we have is you don't have that wizard here, no wizard. So what you require to do is completely run the scaffolding commands. You require to run the scaffolding commands, and once you run the scaffolding commands, automatically it is just going to give you all the things that are required for you. Okay, let us see. I'm creating a new project. Let me name it as MVC Core DBF, DB first. Web model view controller, DBF. Yeah, I want to work with DB first. Okay, we want to work with DB first. First, install the two packages. What is that? Microsoft Entity Framework Core dot tools and Microsoft Entity Framework Core dot SQL Server. The two packages we have just done it there now. Same process. We require to install the two packages. Okay, directly let's install from Package Manager console. What the first package? Entity Framework Core dot tools. Install hyphen package Entity Framework Core dot tools. Second one, Entity Framework Core dot SQL Server. Okay. So install both the two things. Just a second. So once you install, if you go to the NuGet and from here, if you see the installed versions, you can see that here automatically in the install, we should see that now. See, the two are installed. Okay, fine. Now, what you require to do, Ravi, is you're required to run a scaffolding command now. And with the help of the scaffolding command, you're required to provide all the information. No wizard now. If the wizard is there, what do you specify? Connection details, database name, and then you will be specifying your, you will be choosing your tables. Mainly understand connection string. Second thing, database name. Third one, tables. But here we are going to provide all the information in the form of a command now. We are going to provide all this information in the form of a command. Outside like this. Scaffold -dbContext followed by connection string provider. In the provider, you just require to specify now what you wanted to use Microsoft.Entity Framework Core.SQL Server. If the Oracle, whatever is the package name, whatever you have. We discussed it already, like whatever you install, the appropriate packages comes to you. Next one, output directory means what is the output directory? This model classes and the context classes should be generated. Specify the name of it. What are the output directory? Models. Models now. And here tables. What tables you want? If you don't give this name here, it will bring you all the tables. If you specify a name, it will bring you particular table. Am I clear what I'm telling you? If you don't bring the name, if you don't specify the name, it will bring you all the tables. If you specify a name, particular table only will be loaded. Okay. So look at this, guys. Scaffold -dbContext. Data source server, user ID, password, database, trust server certificate. You know all these attributes here. Now, the provider. What is the provider? Microsoft.Entity Framework Core.SQL Server. Minus output directory. Output directory. What are the output directory? Models. Minus tables. What are the table? Student. Got it? So without a wizard, we are providing all the information in the scaffolding command now. Okay, so let me copy this as it is. Execute it. Build started. Let it do its work. Meanwhile, see here. In the scaffold command, if you don't use minus tables, table name attribute, it will generate model classes for all the tables in the database. Okay, it will generate for all the tables in the database. Okay, guys, it generated you. See there, context class. Context class is ready. And then, see. Okay, there is on model creating method. In on model creating, it was picking up the information of your table now. Student, all the appropriate information is going to be carried from there. Student table is what I used. And if you look here in the models, see it created you. See, this error view model is by default available. Context class is generated. Model class is generated. So all the classes are generated for you now. Earlier, this used to happen through all this code used to happen through a wizard, but now it's a command. So you can just observe it. The above statement will generate a model class with the name student and also generate a context class with the name MVC DbContext. MVC DbContext is the name now. So this is the model class and is a context class. I provided you the information of the context class. Just copy pasted that's all. Just to, okay, it will be like that. Nothing to explain. Okay. Now, the other thing what you just required to do is now you're required to start writing up all the required things now. Okay. So what is it? So to define the controller class action methods and views also, let us use scaffolding. Let's use scaffolding for all this particular work, guys. We'll do it. I'll show you. You already know that I already shown you scaffolding in MVC 5, and now I'm showing you with MVC core. I'll show you how to do it. The next thing what you require to do is the context class has to be registered at DbContext. Remember this now? You're required to call the at DbContext now. You're required to call the at DbContext and configure the things here. You need to configure the things in this particular place. Actually, I should have said you like this is step 3. This is step 3, guys. You're required to configure the context. And this is step 4. Generating all the required rest of the things, whatever is required, you're required to do the generation of it. Okay, we'll see that how to do the appropriate generation. But before that, I need to register my service now. I need to register the service. So what will you do? Go to program class, and in the program class, you go to builder.services.add DbContext and the context class name. What is error? Oh. No, actually, there's a small confusion here. Not any error. When we specify here, sorry, it will generate you the context class now. Context class name will be your database name context. What is your database name? I used MVCDB, guys. Actually, I used the MVCDB is the database. Sometimes it will generate you with Pascal case. Sometimes it will generate you with your camel case like this. It generated camel case actually. When I generated, it generated the name as like original. It has taken like an uppercase and generated, but it generated now in camel case. That's all. Sorry, Pascal case. That is the error. That's all. On my system, the generation has this name here, but now the name is a little bit in which case Pascal case. This that is the mistake. That's all. Understood? So just to verify that in which case it has generated. If you see it generated you in the camel case, sorry, Pascal case, it generated you in the Pascal case. Not a big deal. You can just correct the things. Okay. This is the third step. So just a second. Now go to startup class. Startup class in case of ASP.NET Core 5.0 and below, or program class in case of ASP.NET 6.0 and above, and register the DbContext class by calling add DbContext method. And to do that, first we need to import the namespace. Yeah, model namespace has to be imported. So you know that, and you can observe it now. If you're working with 5, if you're working with 6. Okay, if you're working with 5, if you're working with 6. This is the third step. Now read the fourth step. I'll show you scaffolding. Can you do manually? I'm leaving it to you. Do it manually also. Use scaffolding and also do manually. What is that? You add your controller, add your action methods, and create your views. In the previous example, we've done it already. Okay. How to, why it took students here, to tell you how to work with images also. Because in MVC core, we did not deal with the images. In MVC 5, we dealt, but here, that's why I took this particular table. This table has images now. So we'll see how to deal with the images now. Okay, guys. So let us use scaffolding now. Observe it. I'm using scaffolding, controller, add, controller, using NT framework. Add. What is the model class? Student. Now you need to tell the context class also now. What is the context class? MVC DbContext. Database provider, no need. See, configure from the selected DbContext. Provider means system.data.sql, Microsoft. We have used that particular thing now, ASP.NET Core.SQL Server. That is automatically taken from the DbContext. So no need to specify this. Here, see, generate views, use a layout page, all checkboxes are selected. And when this is selected, you know now, automatically the default layout will be used of now. That is the layout specified in the underscore view start will be taken. So no need to tell. Here it will ask you, what is the controller name? By default, it is taking the name as student's controller. If you want to change it, change it. Otherwise, leave the same. If you want to give it as a student controller, basically we used to add like this only as student means student controller, customer controller. If you want it like that, come on, let us change it. Student controller. Click on the add. And now it will generate you all the it will generate you the action methods plus views. All of them are generated for you right now. Still going on. I need to do some changes in the code. What changes? What changes is nothing, guys. Actually, for image related code, I need to modify. Image related code, I need to modify. Why? Because in the database, image is taken as string. We stored the name of the image, right? It is taken as string. Because it is taken as string, string columns are displayed in the form of text box. Correct? Now, labels in text boxes. So that's why my front end will show the image name, but will not show the image. It will show the image name, but it will not show the image. Okay, I'll explain you one by one. Look at the controller, guys. See, the context class injected here, dependency injection. The same thing only I taught you there also. Are you clear? But there we injected the context class into DAL and the DAL class here. But here without using a DAL class, it directly implemented of the logic. DAL class when you require tomorrow when you want to configure your application to work for different data sources, then go for a DAL class. When I want to deal with a single data source, I don't require a DAL class again now. Understood or not? What our discussion there is like, we want XML, we want Excel. Did you try with Excel, guys? I've given you the task to you. Do it, man. I asked you to try with Excel also. Using ADO.NET, write the Excel code also, I said you. Okay, we are using different options there. Like I shown you XML, I shown you SQL Server. I asked you to try with Excel. When I have multiple data source option like this, then a DAL class is required. Otherwise, no need of a DAL class here. Single data source, no need DAL class. Directly you can call up the context class methods here only now. Okay, yeah. So the constructor injection is done for the context. First one, index. And it is calling a method. What is it? A toList. Now it is async method. See now, it is a async method. So using await. So this one you'll remember now. First see, it is calling the students.toList. Array, this code is nothing but dc.students.toList. That's all. That the name is not DC, the name is underscore context. Dot students, you know. In the place of toList, now we have toList async. It is going to be an asynchronous. Okay. Then you have single student entry. Single student. See, if ID is null, what it returns you? Not found. Otherwise, it will get the student information. After getting the student information, see, it is going to get first or default. I taught you this method, but this is again async. So await is used. And you know this. You know that Okay. If it is null, return not found. Otherwise, return the student. Create. Create is a blank view. Next, create get. Now it is create post. In the create post, see, it was using validate anti-forgery token. And see, add method. You know this add method. And now in the place of save changes, you have save changes async. And you know this also, redirected to action. Which action? Index. Actually, what is this? It is written like this. Actually, it is a overload method here. It is a overload method in the sense, basically, what is it taking? Action name, string action name. How do we use to specify in the double quotes? Am I correct? String. Actually, it was using the name of operator and passing this. That also will do the same thing only. It will return the name now. It will return the name to you. So it was writing in a different style. If you want to remove this and put off in the double quotes and write index, it will work off now. Are you clear? Okay. See, basically what is expected here? String name. Understand? String name. So can I give like this? I can give like that. How should I give? I should give in the double quotes. Now it is string name. Correct? Array, without that, it is writing as name of index. If you write like this, that also will return the string name only now. That type is string only. Got it or not? So you write name in double quotes or name of index. You write like this. I'm sorry. You write like this, or you write, what is it using? Name of. Simple English, man. Understand? Name of index. So when you pass a type here, it will return you the name of the type. Now, what is the name of the type? Index. Both are same. This is simple way. This is a little bit different way of writing, but both are one and the same. Don't be confused with it. Okay. Next, edit. So edit. If null, not found. Now again, you're calling find method. You're going to get it. Return. Are you clear? So you can search in different ways. Do you remember? One is by calling find method, and one is by calling where you can use. You can also use the single or default method. Array, all these options are there now. Single or default method. That's why here only it has written the code in two different styles. See, in a get it has written the code in a different style. See. It can use find here, but see how I used to say different, one place in one style of code, one place in different style of code to make you understand different options. Studio also done the same thing only. See, here it used, but here it used, but this code will work there, that code will work here. Both are same only, but different ways of fetching the data. That's all. Return view. Next, edit. So in edit, what are you doing? If ID not equal to student.id, return not found. You know this update method we discussed. Like now, we got an update method now. Save changes async. If anything goes error, it's returning you exception. It is returning you the exception. Again, redirect to action. Again, delete. Here also for delete, it has written two methods, get and post. Displays you, deletes you. Delete, get. See, not found. Again, it used like this. Passing. When you call delete, what are you doing? Int ID, find async, remove. Permanent deletion here. We will edit, we will modify all these things now. Wait. Save changes. Okay. And in case if student exists, it has written a method like this, and I think it called this method somewhere. Yeah. See. Student exists or not, it has written a method like this separately, and it called it. It called you the method. Nothing special. Without writing the code there, it has written the code in a separate method and called it here. That's all. So like this, it has generated you all the things. I need to make some changes in the code. I will tell you what are the changes. First, let us come to views, guys. And in the views, go to student. See there, all the views are ready. 5 views. What are the 5? Index. Index means list. Index means list. Details. Details means single. Create. Insert. Edit, delete, all the 5 views. We used to create 4 views. 5th one, delete without a view. One or two examples I shown you delete view also. Otherwise, most of the times I used a client-side confirmation and deleted off. But some examples I shown you this also now. Create a view, ask user, are you sure of deleting yes or no buttons? When user click on yes, delete. It was implemented like this. That's why we have the extra view now. Okay. So let me do one thing. I will take you to the layout. I'm taking you to the layout. In the layout, let me delete this link. Which link? You'll have a link with project name na? Delete that link. Come here. Add one more hyperlink. Come on. What is the controller? Student. Action method. The default is index. Student data. Yesterday we said customer data management. Now I'm telling student data management. Why we are doing this? Without again typing the address in the address bar now. From here only we can navigate. Okay. So let me change to IS Express. Run. See the problem. What is the problem? Image names are shown. And ID is not coming here. Let me add it. That all I said you. We need to make changes. Scaffolding will not generate 100% as expected here. Some changes are required for you to be done here. Okay. So what you're required to do, let us make all the changes that are required here. But yeah, which one? Let us go to one by one page where the changes has to be done. First view, index. Okay. Guys, if I make any modifications here, the changes won't be affected directly. So let me install that. What? Razer runtime compilation. View changes won't reflect now. So if you want the changes to be reflected, Razer runtime compilation. Razer runtime compilation. I don't know why it is not provided for you by default. Maybe the reason is this Razer runtime compilation is required only in the development time, not in the production environment. I said to you this, this is like a modular environment. What is required, what is not required, everything can be configured basically. Are you clear? So that's why they given you as a separate package so that before going to production, uninstall the package. So you're trying to remove all the unwanted things. But in MVC 5, that by default comes to you. You cannot remove it now. Are you getting my point here? So here we are discussing it is lightweight and modular. Unnecessary things doesn't require to be moved to production. So before you're going to the production, remove of this one. Remove this particular package. Development time, fine. But production environment is not required. That's why. Yeah. What to do? Go to program class. Here. dot add rather runtime compilation. Okay. Yeah. We are planning to make all the changes now. First, let us come to the student. It is starting from model name, guys. Let me add you dot SID, right? SID. Same way in the display also. Item dot SID. Item dot SID. Okay. One by one change I'll apply you. Wait. One more thing is, just a minute. Just a minute. One more thing is, guys, we need images. 7 students are there. All the 7 students images are required for you now. Correct? We need the images. So where should I add images? www root. Go to www root, add the folder, guys. Name it as images and copy all the images now. Right click, open folder in File Explorer. Where we have it? E drive. 7 records are there now, right? So let me copy the 7 images. Paste it here. And I already said, in .NET Core, when you copy paste here, automatically they're loaded in the project. I don't require to again right click and say include in the project here. Okay now? Yeah. Let me run. But still now images won't load. Why? That's what I said. It is a string in database. Because it is string in database, it is displaying as a static text. How name is shown, how job is shown. Photo is also shown in the same way. Am I clear? How to get the image? I'll modify the code. First, 8 are there. Huh? 8 are there, guys. One more image is required. I copied only 7. Eight images. Still images are not loaded. I'll tell you. Did you notice it? What is coming here? Name is coming. But what do you want to see? I want to see the image. We require to use the image tag now. I require to use the image tag. src is equals to, and remember URL dot content, and we have bound that image to that now. Okay. So like this, we need to bind the image at this particular place. So come to the code. See here. See here, guys, all of you. Here. It is showing you model.item, item.photo. Directly displaying that as a static text there. Displaying it as a static text. Delete this code and use a image tag to display the images. Use a image tag to display the images. Okay. So this is a old code, guys. This is a new code. I given you each and everything for you. In index, what change should be done? SRC, images. Path of the image now. Next, width, height, alternate. See, images is the folder and name of the image. How do you get the name of the image? Item dot photo will get you the name of the image. What is the old code? Is the old code. This is a new code. So copy. Come here. Replace. Save it. Go to the browser. Refresh. check out. Are you clear? You're getting up the images here. What next? Details. Same problem. Same problem. So now open. Which view? Details view. See in the details view. Same problem is there. What is that? Okay, now delete it. And in the place, if you want to change the layout here. I did not change the layout. I only written the code for displaying a big size image there. That's all. If you want to change the layout, display the image on the left-hand side, data in the right-hand side, you make your changes. Okay. So again, same code only here. Width and height are different. That's all. Now come again. Refresh. Wait a minute. Did I place in a wrong place? Yes. Okay, okay. This is display name for here. This is column name here. I replaced of the column name. That is column name. I replaced of the column. Yeah, photo, image. You want to give any borders and all? Do the styling. Do the styling for the appropriate thing. Style. Border. I want to give a dashed border. So that we give an appearance, there is an image there. That's all. Do whatever styling, colors, shadings, and whatever it is. Yes, we have an image there now. Okay, now. Fine. What next? Create. When I click on the create, I can enter, but coming to photo, you can see photo is coming with a text box. But what we want there? File upload. What do we want there? File upload. So let us go to create. Watch this one. It's input. Okay. So what should come here? A file upload control has to be used here. See now, create view, remove this and add a file upload. Input type file, selected file. The name I did not change here, just like our old code. Here also use the same name only. Save. Now come to the UI, refresh. Choose file. Just a bit overlapping. Still want to add a reset button also here. See, that customization, you only should do it here. You need to get an idea what you're required to do and do it. I'm not going to talk you about that. Okay, reset, create, and you have a file upload control. Now see, when you select a file, this will go to the action method now. Yes or not? Now I require to make changes in the action method now. What I should do? Come to student controller, create action. First one is student. Second parameter, HTTP posted file. Correct? Okay. Now it is different here. It is iForm file now. The name is changed. iForm file. There, HTTP posted file. Here it is form file. This is same only. What is that? Selected file. This is the name of the control. Okay. This iForm file is a replacement for the HTTP posted file. Here also, if you go to your code now, if you just go to your code here, iForm file dot not iForm. Oh, sorry. Selected file dot. In the place of save, we have a method called copy to. Copy to async. Both methods are available for you. Content type, file name, content is position. What is this? Don't know what is it. Okay. We got the name, length, and all the appropriate thing. If you want to read as a binary, open read stream. This is a method. This method will return you the stream, and this stream you're required to pass to the binary reader class. I taught you already. And then you can call the read bytes, and it will return you binary. Okay, now? Fine. So we'll talk on that. Now, here I need to write the logic. What if not equal to null? What to do? What you're required to do? First, you're required to check whether the uploads folder is existing or not. Correct? If not existing, you're required to create the folder. Next, we need to save the image into that folder. Next, you're required to assign that path to that model object. The rest of the code will be same only. Understood? Okay. But now the change what we have in this particular case is, listen to me carefully. What is that? I wanted to get the path. I want to get the path of the file. How we used to get server.map path. But that server.map path will not work for you in .NET Core. The server.map path will not work for you in the .NET Core. It doesn't work. Then what should I use, sir? You're required to get the environment information. You're required to get the environment information. And for that, you just required to go for injecting the iWeb host environment into your class now. See, remember we injected this one day into our view at the rate inject iWeb host environment env.environment. We found it. But today we are going to inject into inject here. How to inject? One is already injected here. One more. iWeb host environment, some name for it. What is the name I used? Environment. Okay. Next, right click. Quick actions and refactorings. Create a field. The environment is injected. Okay. So see the steps, guys. Rewrite the constructor in the class by declaring a new field. There's a new field. Constructor. You're rewriting the constructor in your code now. Okay, now what next? Let us write it. Okay, we are done with this. We are done with the declaration and we are rewriting the constructor. Now let us come to here. Where is it, guys? Not edit. Create. Here. So what you're required to do first is you just required to add this iForm file. Are you clear? Basically, model state is valid is present here. Model state is valid is present here. We have a small problem with the model state is valid now. I will tell you the problem. Just a second. Before that, this is all the thing what are required to add now. Selected file not equal to null. See, whatever I shown with yellow color, that is a new code what you required to add it. Watch it, guys. You know, web route path na www route is a web route now. Under that, images. It'll get you the path of it. It'll get you the path of it. And I hope you remember this code. I don't require to explain you. If not exist, create it. What next? The image should be saved into that folder. Am I correct? The image should be saved into that folder. Okay, just watch. First I'm picking the file path. What is the file path? Folder path plus file name. Okay, now you're required to save the image. For saving the image, I said you selected path dot. There is a method called as copy to. Copy to. So the copy to will ask you where to copy. You're going to copy somewhere. Where to copy? You're required to copy into a stream. What streams are? File stream. You're required to copy into a file stream. See this? There is a class called file stream. You're required to create the instance of it and specify the path now. Means it will create a file now. I understand the name here. It will create a file for you. See? It will create a file. With what name? With this name. Afterwards, copy to FS. This one, there it is simple. Directly there is a save as method and save as and we have called off. But here they changed the things here. Without a save as, you're required to call it copy to. But copy to also directly we cannot pass the path here. What you are required to pass is a file stream. So first step, you're required to create a file. Afterwards, you're required to pass the file here. So copy to will write the content into the file. Copy to will write the content into the file now. Okay, that is what exactly going to happen for you at this particular statement now. Okay, what next? I hope you remember this. Student.photo. Student.photo. If you watch it, our create view doesn't give the provision for status C. Status is not there. And we don't want it also. We don't want it also. So what should you do? You're required to go for doing this. Student dot status is equals to true. Are you clear? Let me add a new record. We'll debug the code, guys. Add here. Enter. What is it? Add 109. Some name. Class 5, 50,000. Click on create. If you want, change it as save or whatever it is. Now it is hitting. Now the model state.isValid is false. See. Why, sir? All the data is entered correctly now. All the data is entered correctly. But in our model class, so basically, sorry, so not about the model class. All the data is correctly entered. Okay, even though all the data is correctly entered, NT framework is doing the background validations of the data. It is doing the background validations of the data actually. So here we have a small problem here. What is that? The selected file validation failed. Why, sir? Why it failed? We selected image now. Recollect yourself. By default, it has put you a text box for an image. We deleted the text box. Did you understand or not? By default, it has a text box. It was using a text box. We deleted the text box. Means what is the meaning? Photo is not sent now. Array, you're not sending a value to the photo now. Am I correct? Because that photo is not there. What is it doing? It is considering as invalid now. It is considering as invalid. So why did we remove? Because we don't want a text box. What do we want? What we want? We want a file upload control there. We want a file upload. That's why we removed model binding first. We removed model binding first. Otherwise, by default, here, what you have? All model binded fields here. But when you come to photo, we removed of the text box and replaced it with this. With their no photo. Correct? Nah, no photo. So no photo. So immediately the model state is telling you, array, this is failing because there is no photo here. There is no photo here. And this selected file is not considered because the selected file is not part of the student. The selected file is not part of the student. Are you getting me? That is the reason why, if you notice here, it will show you guys. Put your mouse here and see. SID. Valid, 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 but selected file. Invalid. Are you clear? Selected file, this is going to be invalid. Actually, might be this problem is coming because of okay. So this particular selected key validation, it is getting failed here. It is getting failed in this particular case, invalid. So that's why it won't enter now. Are you clear? So I need to skip that condition check now. I need to skip that condition check. What is it? I need to tell array, don't check for selected file. Don't check the validation for the selected file. Hauser. Error count is 1. Did you understand? Error count should be 1. And selected file validation is invalid. Only that one. Remaining all, I'm not going to take care. Only that validation fail only. Ignore. Why? Image can be uploaded. Image might not be uploaded also. Chance is there. Did you catch my point? I added you. Array, model state error count can be 1. Means one error is there. And which error? Selected file error. Don't take that into consideration. Don't take that into consideration. Skip that validation. If I don't skip that validation, see, it won't enter inside. See there. It's not entering inside now. It is not entering inside. Are you clear? So I need to make it enter. If I want to make it enter, what should I do? I need to tell, don't do validation for selected file. Why? Because selected file is not mandatory. It is only optional. It is only optional. So simply, what do you say? Model state dot is valid, or what do you require to check? See, both two conditions are there here. Model state dot error count is equals to 1. Error count is 1. And what error? Model state of, what is the name? Selected file dot validation state is equals to invalid. Model validation state dot invalid. No, yeah, it's a namespace. It's a lengthy namespace here. Delete from there and go for importing on the top. So I repeat now, what I'm telling you, model state is valid, means all conditions are successful. No, it is not valid. Okay, it is not valid. Then check one thing. What is it? Error count is 1. And that error validation is related to selected file with invalid. Yes, that condition is true now. Come inside. If all validations are success, come inside. Otherwise, selected file validation is invalid. Then also come inside. Then also come inside. So with this, it will enter inside now. If I don't write it, it will do validation for selected file also. But selected file doesn't require validation, because I may select an image, I may not select an image. And moreover, that's a null field in the table, nullable column. Okay. Yeah. Choose, create. Observe it, guys. This condition failed. This condition failed. Now check the second condition. Second condition success now. Came inside. Now, oh, spelling mistakes. Okay, I understood. Why is selector file is coming null? Any guess? I selected a file, but still selected file is coming null. It's not getting the value. Array. You need to do this now. Remember? Multi-form, form data, multi-part / form - data. We need to write the ENC type. If you don't write the ENC type, what will happen? Images will not be uploaded. I shown you already in MVC 5. Okay, the same thing. I missed it. That's why I did not get it. Okay, one more time. Choose file. Create. Yeah. Now see, selected file is not null now. It loaded you. And here you have the, say, content type, file name, length, all information is coming same now. Just a minute, please. Okay. First, checking for that images folder is existing. So jumped from there. Next, file path. Now, file stream. We are asking to just to go for the file stream object. The file stream object. So this class is going to create a file now. What is the name of the file? image9.jpg. Right now, the length of the file is 0 bytes. Why? Empty file is created. Yeah, still content is not written to the file. Better go to details, then you will see. Now, the content is copied there. Okay. Just a minute. Got it? Why did not get it earlier, sir? Actually, you learned in C# classes also here. Files, if not closed properly, the content won't be saved. I should write fs dot close there. I did not write it because I did not write close. What happened? Once the output is sent to the browser, then automatically everything is destroyed on the server by the garbage collector. At that time, the file got closed and the content got saved. That's why you have to wait. Otherwise, in the next line, you're required to write here, I missed it, fs dot close. If I do that, immediately it will perform the things to use. Okay, now? So the image, and you see, image is loaded. So what I should do, what the mistake I'm doing there? I need to, once copy to is completed, fs dot close and fs dot dispose. I need to call this dispose. So once I do that, immediately the file is closed off and the file stream object will be disposed of. So immediately we'll see the output. No need to wait until the output is rendered. Means in the line by line, see, first we saw file created, in the next line content saved in the file. Immediately we'll see the change. That's all. Because I missed these two lines, I'm not able to see the output there. Okay, one more time, let us try. The file behavior is same in C language also. If you don't close the file, the data won't be saved. If you don't close the file, the data won't be saved. But here, when is it getting closed? Say, ours is .NET. In .NET, we have a garbage collector. Garbage collector will come into picture in the last and in the final, it will do all the work for us now. That is why it was. Suppose if the same application is developed by using C++ language or something, the file is not closed, the data won't be saved now. Okay, just watch. Choose file. Create. Guys, here the file stream object will create a blank file, right? Now the content is written into the file, but still I'm not able to see the change here. fs.close, fs.display. Check it out. Understood? I missed those two lines. That is why we got the problem there. That's all. Okay, let me add that in the notes also. I'll add you. This is actually, it's a good habit of writing that particular thing. Whenever you're dealing with files, it's always a good habit of doing these two activities. What to? Closing and calling a dispose. Yeah, just a second, guys. There are all the changes or all the modifications. See, the yellow color indicates what are the new thing, what you require to add there. For the old code, what I newly added. See, comma, iform file, here also, R operator, and all these things should be added to the existing code. Okay, now, fine. Saved. Clear. Now you're required to make your changes in the edit again now. In edit also, you're required to make all the changes now. Okay, let's do for edit also. Edit also same problem here. When you click on edit, same story repeated. So what should happen? Image should come here. Plus an option to change the image. A file upload control also should come there. Okay, let's make the changes. Create is done. Edit. First, you're required to add it. Second, come here. By default, a text box is coming here, not a text box. I need to replace it with image control plus a file upload to change the image. Come on. Yes. A photo. If you want to edit the photo, choose file and edit the photo. Okay, now. So this is done. What next? Come to controller. And in the controller, first in the edit, guys, in the edit, you need to do a small thing. What is it? Store that image in the view data or temp data, and to so that if image is not modified, the old image should be sent back to the database now. Yes or not? I require to do that particular change here. Okay, so this is all about this one here. So now see, get action in the get. In the get, what am I doing? See, first it is in the get action method of edit. So nothing change here. Where we are? Post we went off. See there. What are you doing? If student not equal to null, return not found. Correct? Sorry, student equal to null. Else. Else means? Answer me here. Student found or not found? Found. If student is found, store it in the temp data. Store the image in the temp data. So that I can use this in my code now. Come on. Come here. Comma. iForm file. Selected a file. And we need to write all the code very similar here again now. What? I said you do two conditions now. The two conditions should be added here also. Error count equal to 1 and invalid. Next, here. Same, if selected a file not equal to null, I explained you now. All that particular code, I'm just trying to add in this case now. All this as it is. Right now, what is the extra? Else if also will come. There only if, but here, else if also will come. What you will do in the else if? Will assign the value from the temp data. Rest of the code is same only. Same. Say, for insert and update, what is extra, guys? This is extra. Remaining code is same only, na? That is only the extra. What is that? Else if. That else if is extra. Rest all will be same. Yeah. This is ready for an update now. I want to update this record, guys. Edit. The status should not be available for editing, man. So I done in the notes, but it not tell you here. That's all. Where is the checkbox? Checkbox now. By default, checkbox is the disabled property now. I'm using that. That's all. Because coming to the status, status should never be editable by the user. See there? Or otherwise, completely remove of it. Completely remove of it. I think I removed off. Edit encryption type and all these things. Okay, I did not remove it, guys. I did not remove it. I not remove it. Okay, just disable it and leave it. If you feel unnecessary, delete it. Not a big deal, because when we talk with MVC, we never use that status anytime. Okay, I'm deleting it. Better, I'll remove it. Yeah. This back to this save is nothing but, sorry, the back to list is nothing but cancel. This is cancel, right? Okay. So now I want to modify here. I'll make it as 6. I'll make it as 60,000. Click on save. Edit. Here also. Choose file. Just I want to change the file. Something I want to change it, guys. I selected a new file. Save. See there. Let me modify it just to show you anything can be modified. I just done it. That's all. I'm bringing back the original file again. Image save is also working now. What next? Delete. You click delete. Image not coming now. So first fix should be done there, right? Go to delete. Yes. Model.photo. Remove it. And here, put the image. First, I given all the view changes, guys. Whatever you should do in the view, I given all the things. The step 6, index view, details view, create view, edit view. Okay, and see for create and edit, I said you need to add the encryption type also. Okay, now delete. Clear? Now click on the delete, should delete the record. But actually this will permanently delete off the record. This will permanently delete off the record currently. See, when I click delete, this record is permanently deleted off. Are you getting me? So when I click on the delete, the record is permanently deleted off. The record is permanently deleted. The record is no more existing for me in the database. I think 5 is deleted. Now 10 is deleted. Permanent deletions will happen. Okay. So if you don't want that permanent deletion should be happen, means just like a style edit only. Sorry, status edit only. Just make a modification in the code. What? Go to student controller. Yeah. You call remove. Without remove, try to write the code for changing the status. Comment the remove code and just make the changes to edit the status. See guys, this is the new code. Replace it with the new code. What are you doing? Status false and updating. So with this change, what will happen? The record is not permanently deleted now. What will happen? Only status update will happen. You know this update code, that's all. If you want permanent deletion, leave it. Otherwise, modify it. That's all. So with this action, it is going to update the things in the table file. Clear? First to do this. Second, what you'll do, you know, try to write the controller code and views code on your own. Clear? Create the controller on your own. Create the views on your own. And when you're clicking on it, delete, no need. If you want to delete there only write of on click is equals to confirm. You know that, nah? Are you sure of deleting? And that particular code already I shown in the previous example to you. You can take the previous example views as a sample and do. But here images are there. Because images are there, you're required to use iForm file and write. Okay. So that is the task what you have to do. I shown you scaffolding. But scaffolding also did not give me 100% what I want. That's why I made all the changes. So without that, I'm telling you, you only write all the code. Controller code also, views also. Both the two things. Controller and views, I want you to write manually. This is how you work with DB first here. And DB first is very limited support. DB first is very limited support. There is very limited support only for the DB first approach. We don't have a full support at all. Basically, you cannot do more than this anything here with the DB first. That's it. Okay now? Web API core. Nothing to explain about Web API core. Web API core is as same as Web API. I given a clear introduction to Web API. I explained a lot on the Web API to you, how it works, what is the advantages. First, we have distributed technologies replaced with XML web services, replaced with RESTful services. To develop RESTful services in .NET, first we used to do with WCF. Later on, they introduced you Web API. The complete history is at you. Right now, that Web API is replaced with Web API core. Okay, now? Only difference what you have is the parent class for MVC controller and Web API controller is a different in .NET framework. In ASP.NET, the parent class for MVC controller and Web API controller are different. Do you remember? What is the parent class for MVC controller? Controller, nah. Every day you do, already 3 months completing, you put blank face. Controller. And for that, the parent class is controller base. Web API controller, API controller. Correct? Huh? But here, the parent class for both is same only. What is it? Controller base only. Controller base only. What I mean is, watch. ASP.NET. Okay. This is MVC controller. MVC controller inherits from and this inherits from control base. And this is a API controller. API controller inherits from API controller only. API controller inherits from API controller. Hey, here replace it with your name here. Student controller, customer, whatever it is. And there is no link between these two at all. Correct? But what they done is in ASP.NET Core, the parent class for both is same only. What is that? Controller base. Array, even controller, your parent is controller base only, na? Root is that only. Here also, controller base. This is the first difference. Very few differences here, 2-3 differences. That's all, nothing more than that. First difference is this. It's not a separate parent. The parent for both is one and the same. Second difference is they introduced us a new tool in the studio. They introduced us a new tool in the studio for testing our APIs without taking the help of Postman. Without taking the help of Postman. What is it? A tool called as Swagger. Swagger. The Swagger is like our Postman. If you remember, last Sunday when I shown you that is Swagger also. But again, you have a problem. What is the problem is, up to this Swagger is a third party integration has been done. Up to 8.2 Swagger is there. From 9.2 again Swagger is removed off. From 9.2 again you're required to use Postman or testing. There is no difference in 8.2, 9.2. Same only. No differences are there. So that's why let me create the project in 8.2 for you so that Swagger works. Are you getting me? You write code in 9.2 also same only, but you cannot use Swagger. Then again you require to use Postman and test. Just to understand Swagger, I want to show you with 8.0. That's all. That's why I'm creating the project in 8.0 framework, but no, 8.0 runtime, but not in 9.0. If you want, use 9.0 here, no problem. Only thing is Swagger will not work for you. That's all. Rest all will be same, no difference. Okay now? Watch. If you want to create a web API, you're directly provided with the API template. I already shown you. Read it. RESTful web API using ASP.NET Core controllers or minimum API with optional support for Open API and authentication. Optional Open API is nothing but a Swagger support. Okay. So like we need to choose the project, click next, give a name for it. I remember there I given the name as Web API Service. Here I'm giving the name as Core Web API Service. Our own folder, all same. One thing I'm telling is use 8.0. That's all. Here you'll be finding up this one. Additionally, enable Open API support. Notice that in 9.0, oh, did they add it again? I'm not sure. That removed here last time when we watched it removed, but regularly I'm updating my studio. Is it added again? I'm not sure. Let me do one thing. Okay, let me do one thing. We'll try 9.0. Swagger is coming or not. I'm not sure. If Swagger doesn't come, means if they add it again, I'm not sure. If Swagger doesn't come, I'll delete and create an 8.0. Okay. I'm starting with 9.0 only because they put this checkbox here. That's why I got that out. But 9.0 that is removed. To check this means run it. By default, there is a sample controller. There is one sample controller available. If Swagger is there, directly it will launch you. Oh. Swagger is that directly does to show you Swagger. Actually, how to call an API slash API slash API name now. The name of the API is by default one sample API is there in the project. No, not weather forecast. Weather forecast controller, weather forecast. Oh, no API, yeah, only controller. Yeah. route is defined only as controller. API is not there. If you want, you can add that slash API, but that is not there. Actually, yeah, if Swagger is there, it'll show you that here. I mean, that service is enabled. Okay, let me check it out. I'm not sure if is they added any option for using Swagger in 9.0. .NET Core 9 or .NET 9. I think you required to install it, but that installation to integrate Swagger, Swashbuckle ASP.NET Core project to the package. Oh, they added it. Asking to make a lot of changes here. And so Swagger is licensing is there right now. No, the Swagger licensing is there right now. I'm not sure it doesn't work. We tried last time, but when we try to run it, it's asking for licensing again. Okay, let me do one thing. I will delete the project. What is the name? Core Web API Service. Let me recreate. Choose 8.0. See there. By default, Swagger launches. It's a beautiful UI provided for us to test. I'll show you here, get. And yeah, whatever you want, you can just test the things here. So basically here, we have an option called try it out, execute. When you click on execute, it is giving a response, JSON. If you want to insert also, suppose if any values has to be entered, it will provide you text boxes to enter the value. A beautiful, easy to use UI. Suppose I need to pass two inputs for it now, two query strings. It'll give you two text boxes. You can enter the values in the text boxes and check it out. I'll show you, wait. Okay, this is a sample one. What is there? I've shown you that by default, this weather forecast controller is available. You see, it's only a set. Okay, and routing is enabled. Routing enabled. And see, earlier you'll have a doubt here. Sir, earlier to tell this an API controller, we used to inherit from API controller. But now you're inheriting from controller base. How do you say this is a API controller? Did you understand the question? Earlier, to tell this an API controller, we used to inherit from API controller. This is to tell this an API controller, this is an MVC controller. But here for both the base classes, controller base only. Then how do I say this is MVC controller, this is API controller? Like this. Did you understand? We are decorating the class with API controller attribute. We don't use that for MVC controller. If I don't use it, it is a MVC controller. If I use it, it is a API controller. And a route, I already taught you about routing. The routing is enabled for this. By default, some logic is there here. There's a get method. The get method is going to return some results to us. Unnecessary for us. Let's not bother about it. By default, that is there. That's it. Okay. You already worked with the dependency injection. Remember now? I want to implement the pattern one more time now. I want to implement that pattern one more time. So what I want to do? What I want to do is, I want to provide the support like the previous one, XML support, SQL support, and all these things. Clear? So first I want to start with XML. First I want to start with the XML. Remember the step-by-step process? First, add a XML file in the project. I don't know what I used. Customer. Oh, customer only. If you want to change to something else, change it, man. I'm using customer only again. And by default, I want to add a few records in it. 4 records. Then to work with this, you need a model class now. We don't have models folder, guys. We don't have models folder. And one more thing, in program class, see that add controllers. Add controllers. What are the add controllers? That only, man. Add controller with views means MVC. Add controller means web API. Sir, if I want both to work, add controller with views will enable both now. Add controller means only API. Add controller with views means API also will work, MVC also will work. No need major changes here. But there we done a lot of changes if you remember. We added a route config. We again written all the no need here, guys. Very simple. Change the matrix, add controller with views. Both will work. MVC also will work. Web API also will work. They made it simple. Okay. And see this. I want to consume the Swagger service. I want to consume the Swagger service. And the Swagger comes into picture only in the development. Not in production. When you go to production, Swagger is not going to be used at all. Okay. Yeah, it was using map controllers. No route specified. Why? Attribute routing is enabled. Attribute routing is enabled. Tomorrow, if at all you want conventional route to be enabled, under that you can write that route pattern now. That will work. We'll do it, guys, because in this, I will also want to run MVC controllers. If I want to run MVC control, route pattern has to be given there. We'll do that. Okay. Just I'm showing you that's all. What is it? Swagger enable. Watch that. Okay, now. And this endpoint also I want to tell you. What is that? Not endpoint. This particular service also I want to tell you. Add controllers is what we. So we discussed the 3. Add Razor pages. Web apps. After this, I'll show you that also. Second one, add controller with views. MVC. Add controllers. Web API. Okay, just a second. What I require to do, I want models here. So models folder is not there. So let me add it. Models. Add. What you want to add, sir? Customer. All the attributes now. Okay. And what is our plan? Our plan is to implement dependency injection. If that is the case, first you require to write an interface. Yes or not. I customer DAL something. Afterwards, DAL classes. I customer XML DAL, I customer SQL DAL, customer SQL DAL, customer XML DAL, customer Excel DAL. That's what. First step is interface. I customer DAL. And here declare all the 5 methods. All the 5 methods. Second step, next step, I add a class. What is it? Customer XML DAL. Customer XML DAL. And here you're required to write all the ADO.NET coding for that. And I thought you're required to first import system.data. And then you're required to write all the methods for adding, doing all the things. Data set. And I already explained you all this code to you there. That code here, without a new explanation, I use it the same old code. We make changes and call write XML. Next, you're required to go to program class. Services dot add. What should I use? Singleton, scoped, transient. Louder. Add scope. Tell me the names. I customer DAL, comma, customer XML DAL. No. What is it? Sorry. Thank you. I customer. But that's also not the error. Asking to pass any parameter. No. I customer del correct only. Yeah. That is only the mistake. We did not inherit the things. That's why you got there. Tomorrow, you can write SQL and change the implementation to SQL now. What next? Add a control. API controller. Click on add. Name it as customer controller. Okay. Let me check. I use the same name, I hope. No problem, but just trying to match with your things. That's all. Yeah, I done it already. This one. What I named it. Customer controller. Customer controller. See there. See the route. But weather forecast controller is not having API directly, only controller. That's way. If all you want to follow our old pattern, API / will always be a clear understanding to tell we are calling an API. So follow this. My suggestion is follow. Understood? Okay. Now what you need to do? We need to perform a dependency. We need to inject that model here now. Sorry. What is it? The DAL class here now. Okay. How do you inject? Public customer controller. What is it? Customer DAL. Right click, quick actions and refactorings, create and assign field. Actually, I done property, guys. No. I should write select field. I selected property. I selected property. That's way. What I should select is field. Okay. I use the same name in my code. Yes, DAL injected. Rest of all the methods you know now. You're required to start writing your methods. First method, watch. No views. Here only what is written? Data. Only data will be written. Okay. Look at this, guys. Route parametering. For HTTP get customer ID is a parameter. Returns single customer. Next. We're calling the insert method from the DAL class. Same way. Update method. Just watch it carefully. What I'm doing in update. First, I'm checking whether the customer is existing or not. If customer is not null, I'm calling update and returning the status as okay. If wrong customer ID, not found. Lastly, code for delete. Yeah, delete. Parameter, customer ID. And you can see customer select and doing all the stuff. To test it, I need to test it now. Swagger will help you now. Run it directly. Swagger will launch. And from Swagger, you can test everything. Right now, there are 4 records in the XML file, right? The 4 only will be shown to you now. See, how to test it. It will give you all. How many APIs are there? All APIs will be listed for you. See, whether forecast API, customer. Again, see. It has given a beautiful UI to call each and everything. I want to call the get. Click on it. Try it out. No inputs required. Execute. How many records? 4, right? Showing you. Okay, now clear, cancel. Now get single record. Try it out. See? Array, see here, it provided the text box to fill the value now. 103. Understood, all of you? Clear, cancel. I want to try post. Okay, try. How do you try? Telling you, array, you should enter values in this format. See that it is giving the format of entering the values. Simply click on, try it out. Now it is editable, modify it. There are 4 records now. I'm inserting 5th record, 105. 4 only now. Yes, guys, we have 4 records. Okay, we have 4 record. Okay, I'm adding a new record. Okay. Jones, balance, some 60,000, city, Hyderabad, status true. Click execute. (201) created. You can verify in the XML file here. Go to XML file and verify. Add it. Understand? Now I want to edit. Which record? This current record only I want to edit. Okay, just let me copy this once. Okay, I want to edit. Edit means for what you'll say put. Click on put. Telling you this should be the format. Try it out. 65,000. I'm modifying it as 65,000. Execute. Executed. $65,000. Okay. Lastly, delete. Try it out. 105. Execute. Okay, now clear. Delete. Swagger. See the beauty of Swagger. In real time, we use this Swagger only to test all our APIs. Otherwise, who will enter this in details in the Postman? Other big nonsense there. But this is easy to work out. Okay. Is it clear? Fine. So we have created an API. Tomorrow we'll see how to call it from our application, how to call it from an MVC application. I'll show you calling by using jQuery within the project. Second project, CORS problem will come. We'll enable CORS. And again, next, we'll try to call it through MVC code also. All this. What I shown you there, same I'm going to show you again. But now I'm going to show you with .NET Core. That's it. Okay. Let's stop here, guys. We'll meet tomorrow.